Hello everyone. Today we are going to deal with the solution of sample question paper 2017 and 18, in which we have some questions of physics and we will start with question number 4. So what is there in the question number 4? Object of height 1.2 meter placed before concave mirror. Object of height 1.2 meter kept before concave mirror whose focal length f is equals to 20 centimeter. According to sign convention, it should be minus 20 centimeter, so that real image is formed at distance of 60 centimeter. Real image, then again it is negative sign. Position of object we have to find out, and height of image which is formed. So by mirror formula, we know that by mirror formula we have 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u. Then 1 upon u can be equal to 1 upon f minus 1 upon v. Substituting the values, we will get 1 upon minus 20 minus 1 upon minus 60. Minus minus become plus, so it is 1 upon 60 minus 1 upon 20. Taking LCM, we will get 1 upon 60 minus 3 upon 60. So it will give us 1 upon u is equals to minus 2 upon 60, that is equals to minus 1 upon 30. Therefore, we will get u is equals to minus 30 centimeter. This is the position of object which is kept before that concave mirror. Now to find height, we have h2 upon h1 is equals to v upon u. Then we get h2 is equals to h1 into v upon u, that is equals to 1.2 into 60 upon 30. Then after simplification we are going to get this height is equals to 2.4 meter. So this is the first question. Let's move towards the next question. Why there is need of harness non-conventional sources of energy? Give two main reasons. We know that conventional sources of energy has two important drawbacks. The first is their limited stock. Second, that they all causes pollution. Pollution causes by them produces effect like greenhouse gas effect, and this greenhouse effect is responsible for one of the most important issues that we are discussing globally, that is global warming. So to avoid this inconvenience in the future, we have to shift from conventional to non-conventional energy sources like solar energy or wind energy, which are more convenient as they are pollution free. Then again, after pollution free, they have one important characteristics that once they installed, the availability is not needed to be renewed every time. Okay, let's move toward the next question. In the next question, what is the term? Name the electric device that converts mechanical energy into electric energy. Draw a labeled diagram and explain principle involved in the device. We know that the device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy is the electric generator. We know there are two types of electric generator: alternating current generator and direct current generator. In alternating current generator, we produce alternating current, whereas in direct current generator we used to produce direct current. Now, what is the basic principle? Then we know the important principle which were invented by Sir Michael Faraday, called electromagnetic induction. So electromagnetic induction is the basic principle involved, which were suggested by Sir Faraday, and then we use Faraday's law to explain that principle. Law is very simple. If you remember the diagram, in a two poles of strong U-shaped magnet, we have kept an armature coil with axial split ring connected to it, and finally it is connected to the sensitive galvanometer. This is the basic structure. Okay, detailed structure is there. Now, when you consider the magnetic field from north to south, then if you able to rotate the coil, then according to Fleming's right hand rule, using Fleming's right hand rule, one can find the direction of current which is induced there. We know that. What is the Fleming's right hand rule? If you stretch these three fingers of your right hand, which are that three fingers, thumb, forefinger and middle finger, such that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. If thumb gives the direction of change in the magnetic field or force acting on a conductor, forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field, then middle finger is going to give us direction of induced current. So altogether these three work to explain the working of the AC generator. Okay, we know that if coil is rotated, current is produced in an arm which is changing current continuously its direction, and which will be considered as what? AC generator. If you move toward the next, then question number 6. First of that is, what is the function of earth wire in electrical instrument? Every electrical instrument, when works, if sometime because of certain accidental mishaps, if suppose any instrument is there, suppose television is working, this television requires maximum 5 ampere of current, but because of certain mishap, this receives the 10 ampere of current. Then the extra current should be dropped before coming to television. Then if you remember, in a plug, extra wire is there, neutral terminal is connected to that. So when extra current is there, that is dropped into the earth. To make this, a copper rod of certain length, either 2 or 3 feet, is taken, the wire is connected and it is buried inside the earth. Then this process is called as what? Earthing. Next question, short circuiting. What is short circuiting? We know that every electrical connection requires 2 wires, that is live wire and neutral wire. Both wires are having certain insulation. That insulation can get reduced or removed by any means. If suppose they are continuously rubbing with wall, or they are say immersed between 2 corners of the door, then because of this, insulation of those wires can get removed, and after removal of that insulation, live wire and neutral wire can join. This will produce large amount of sparkling. This large amount of sparkling can cause fire. So to avoid short circuiting, we have to check continuously the insulation of the wires which we are using. The third question is here, that what is the usual current rating of the fuse connected to the line field of light and bulb and appliances of 2 kilowatt or more power? We know that generally televisions, fans are operating in the range of 500 watt to 1000 watt. Okay, power wattage is from 500 to 1000. Potential difference what we provide is, say suppose 220 volt. Then if I calculate current, then according to formula it will be P upon V. So 500 upon 220, it will not go beyond 5. So this current will be always less than 5 ampere for such devices. But if higher rating device like refrigerator or washing machine or submersible pumps are taken, their power rating may be 2000 to some more 1000 watt. So if I found this, then it will go greater than 5 ampere. So generally 2 types of current ratings we use. First is 5 ampere and second is what? 15 ampere. Okay. The next question is, draw circuit diagram of an electrical cell containing key, ammeter, resistance of 4 ohm in series with combination of 2 resistors of 8 ohm in parallel. Voltmeter across parallel combination, each of them dissipate maximum energy and the maximum power. The power, this is question number 7. Question number 7, power which is dissipated is a maximum equal to 16 watt. And what is the circuit diagram we have to draw? Say this is 4 ohm resistor connected in parallel with in series with 2 parallel resistors of 8 ohm each, and then it is connected to cell of potential difference V, key, then an ammeter, and then it is completed the circuit. So it is 8 ohm. It is 8 ohm. First we need to find equivalent resistance of the circuit. Equivalent resistance of the circuit can be found by using the circuit diagram. As we can see, the two parts are there. This first part is in a parallel. So let that resistance is Rp. So 1 upon Rp is equals to, as they are in a parallel, we can write 1 upon 8 plus 1 upon 8. That becomes 2 upon 8, which is what? 1 upon 4. So this Rp is equals to 4 ohm. Now this total is 4 ohm connected in a series with this 4 ohm. So total resistance R of the circuit is equals to 4 ohm plus 4 ohm, that is equals to what? 8 ohm. In that case, when we complete this, we want to find out the current. Now we have the formula P equal to VI. But what is Ohm's law? But we know that V is equal to IR. On substituting, we will get P equal to I R into I. Then I is equals to I square equal to P upon R. P is 16, R is 4. This is 4. So therefore, I is equals to 2 ampere. The current in the circuit will be what? 2 ampere. Okay. Next question, in which it is related to lens. So let's complete this question also. Now, what is given in the question? Rohit focused image of a candle. Rohit focused image of candle flame on a white light using convex lens. He noted down the position of candle as below. See question number 12, in which first we have given position of candle. It is equals to 26.0 centimeter. Position of lens is equals to 50.0 centimeter, and the position of image of that candle which is obtained is equals to 74.0 centimeter. We want to find out focal length of convex lens, where the image will form if he shifts the candle toward the length at position of 38 centimeter, and we need to draw the ray diagram also. So first to find the given distances 50 and 60, 26. If I draw, this is the lens, then this is the position of candle, and here somewhere the screen is kept on which the image is forming. So this distance is marked at 26.0 centimeter. This distance is marked at 50.0 centimeter, and this distance is marked at what? 74.0 centimeter. So from this one can say here U equal to 26 minus 50, that will be equal to minus 24 centimeter. V is equals to 74 minus 50, that will be equal to 24 centimeter. So U is plus 24, V is minus 24. Okay, so to find focal length using lens formula, we have 1 upon F is equals to 1 upon V minus 1 upon U. On substituting 1 upon V becomes 24 minus 1 upon minus 24. So it will be like 1 upon 24 plus 1 upon 24, that is equals to 2 upon 24, that is 1 by 12. Therefore, focal length of that lens is 12 centimeter. If it is convex lens, the focal length will be positive. Okay, now what is the term given? If the candle is now moved to the mark of 38 centimeter. So this mark is now what? 38 centimeter. Then this is the solution of first question. Then for second one, we'll get U dash is equals to 38 minus 50 centimeter. We have to find the position of B, and we have F is equals to 12 centimeter. Okay. Now this will again minus 12 centimeter. So see, focus is 12. So object is also kept on focus. Then when object at focus, the image of object form, image is at infinity, and the diagram for the same can be shown like this. If suppose this is the convex lens of suitable focal length, this is f1, this is 2f1. If object is kept here, say this is object, then if this is f2 and it is 2f2, then first ray can parallel to principal axis. After refraction it will passing through focus. Second ray can passing through optical center, and now they are going to meet at certain infinite distance. So when image of object is kept at focus, the image of that object is formed at what? Infinity. This is the solution of the given question. Now we will move towards the question number 16. What do we want to study in that question number 16? Already see the question number 16. With the help of labeled diagram, describe activity to illustrate the pattern of magnetic field around straight current carrying conductor. Okay. Then we have some other questions like, is there similar magnetic field produced around a thin beam of alpha particle and neutron? Now, very simple activity that was given in a book also, that if you have a cardboard paper, say card sheet paper like this, and in which a wire, thin wire is penetrated, card sheet paper is placed on a table, and if it is connected to electric circuit with the help of key and cell, and before placing, if you have kept iron scrap here, iron filings here, then when current is passing through this, the current will produce magnetic field. According to right hand thumb rule, if you check, the magnetic field will be produced in this manner. Okay, so the iron filings which are kept here will arrange themselves in a circular pattern, and they will become concentric circle. So this is the nature which explains the magnetic field due to straight current carrying conductor. The second question in this is that will alpha particle and neutron can produce the magnetic field? Then answer is, we know that alpha particle is charged with the particle, it has positive charge. So any charged particle produces electric field. So if it has electric field, at the same time it will produce what? Magnetic field also. So sharp moving beam of alpha particle will behave as straight current carrying conductor. So it will produce magnetic field same as that of straight current carrying conductor. Whereas if you compare the neutrons, then neutrons are chargeless. Chargeless particle will not create any electric field, and hence it will not have any kind of magnetic field also. Okay. Let's move towards the next question. Question number 19. What is the question 19? Nupur needs a lens. Nupur needs lens of power minus 4.5 diopter for correction of her vision. What kind of defect in vision is she suffering from? What is the focal length of the nature of the corrective lens? And draw a ray diagram showing defected eye and corrected eye. See, power required for Nupur, question number 19 we are solving. Power required is minus 4.5 diopter. So, power required is what? Minus 4.5 diopter. Then, focal length can be found out from this formula is 1 upon P. Therefore, it will be what? Minus 1 by 4.5. If I simplify this, it will go to what? Minus 0.22 meter. See, now the focal length is negative, power is negative, hence the lens is what? Concave. It is what? Concave lens. We know that concave lens is prescribed to correct the defect called myopia. Okay, the defect in which person can see nearby distances but cannot see the longer distances. The basic causes are that the ciliary muscles which is working here to expand and bulge the eyelids, they are not relaxing properly. So the defective eye will appear like this. If this is the eyelids, then it is bulged by little more extent. So the focal length is decreased and image is formed in front of the retina. Okay, so to correct this, we need to provide suitable concave lens to this eye lens, so that what is going to happen with this concave lens, rays which are coming from longer distance, first they will get diverged by small extent as per the requirement, and then they will converge so that the image should be formed at the desired position. Okay, so the defect is what? The myopia. Last question number 26. What is question number 26? Then in this question we have given values of current in ampere and potential difference in a volt, and we want to plot the graph between them. The graph 0.5, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the values 1.6, 3.4, 6.7, 10 and 13.2 are the values of potential differences. If you plot the graph, say we have plot the potential difference along y-axis, V along y-axis and current along x-axis. If you take suitable scale, say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 centimeter equal to 1 ampere, and here also if you take the suitable scale like 1 centimeter equal to say 4, 5 ampere, like that, then the graph if you plot, the first, say it is 2, 4, 6, like that we are taking the scale 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So first point 0.5 will be here, the first point will be like somewhere here. Like that, if you plot all the points, say for 3 it is 10. So 3 it is 10 somewhere here. So all the points will be in a straight line. You will get all the points in a straight line, and the graph will be straight line and passing through origin. To find resistance, we need to find the slope. So if suppose we have 2 points, 2 coordinates, which are that this first one, this is point say P, and this is a point Q on the line. So this is point Q, and the first point is say this is point P. So slope of PQ can be found out by formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So y2 is what? 10, x2 is what? 3.4 divided by y2, and this is y1. What is x2? 3 divided minus 1. So if you simplify this, you will get 6.6 upon 2, that is equals to 3.3 ohm. So this is the solution of the question. Okay. Now next question is or for the question number 26. So if you go through that question, then what is the question? In a given ammeter, student sees the needle indicates 17 divisions. Total he finds 17 divisions. Okay. Now, in ammeter while performing experiment to verify Ohm's law, ammeter has 10 divisions between 0 and 0.5. 0 mark here, 0.5 mark here. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 divisions. So total scale between this is 0.5. So if you divide 0.5 by 10, it will be 0.05 ampere. So value of one division is this much, 0.05 ampere. Then for 17 division, total current is equals to 17 into 0.05 ampere. If you simplify this, it will go to 0.85 ampere. Okay. Last question is question number 27. What is given in question number 27? Draw a path of light ray passing through prism, label angle of incidence and angle of deviation in the ray diagram. Simplest question. Say we have this principal section of prism, we marked it as say ABC. Say we have drawn two normals on face AB and AC. Say ray of light PQ incident at an angle of incidence say R. So if this is normal M, it intersects here inside prism at another normal with another normal ND. So MD. So angle MQP, angle M or PQM can be equal to angle of incidence. So we expect this ray should go like that, but it will bend and will emerge out. So this emergent ray is also expected to bend like this. So the angle between expected path of emergent ray, this angle is called as what? Angle of deviation. This angle will be called as what? Angle of deviation. Okay, so this angle indicated by delta. Okay, so if I label this say it is RS. So it is say E. This is P dash and this is say R dash. Then angle P dash ER. Angle P dash ER or P dash ES can be equal to angle of deviation. Okay, these are the solution of sample question paper 2017 and 18. Thank you. See you again.